Good evening, Darklings. It's me, Cherry. Thanks for coming back for the 31 Days of Halloween. Today I'm going to take you through a special edition of What Am I Listening To? This is a special 31 Days of Halloween edition, so let's get into it. This month, instead of reviewing the standard typical new releases and new finds for myself, I decided to go on a hunt for a few diamonds in the rough when it came to Halloween music. I love nothing more than a spooky Halloween soundtrack to get me through the tough days of editing. So this month I have created one massive playlist with every single song from the albums I talk about here. Please check out this free playlist on Spotify and support the artists that are mentioned herein. If you are not interested in using Spotify, I will also include links to the albums separately below in the description. So let's get started with my first choice. The first album that I chose is called Halloween's Gravest Hits, and it features some classic old Halloween hits. Oldies, but goodies. For my second choice, I found an album called Lost Halloween. I enjoy the sound of a retro Halloween soundtrack, similar to the Halloween's Gravest Hits, but I wanted to find some songs that I may not have heard before, and Lost Halloween has some less well-known oldies but goodies. My number 3 pick comes from a group that is synonymous with Christmas. But as I found out a few years ago from a close friend of mine, Mannheim Steamroller also has Halloween albums. That's why Mannheim Steamroller Halloween is my third choice. And this particular album features not only their traditional instrumental songs, but also sound effect and atmospheric tracks. Album number 4 comes from a group that is synonymous with the term atmospheric. Midnight Syndicate has released a plethora of Halloween albums, but for this month I chose to look into an album titled Monsters of Legend. As they say, this particular album was a tribute to the golden age of horror, and it features their orchestral instrumental tracks, sound effect tracks, and audio storytelling. Last but definitely not least is my favorite of my 5 picks. This album, also titled Halloween, comes from a band synonymous for their work on musical soundtracks, trailers, and game soundtracks. 2 Steps from Hell released their album Halloween, and it includes 48 separate tracks, all featuring a different theme. If you've never heard 2 Steps from Hell before, basically think of it as taking Midnight Syndicate and giving it a huge budget and a much grander scale. The album combines a mix of orchestral, atmospheric, rock, and a few quick little vocal ditties. Definitely check out my free playlist on Spotify to support these artists. If you don't use Spotify, check out my links in the description below to give these albums a listen. Thank you so much for joining me for the 31 Days of Halloween. Please drop me a comment down below and let me know what your chosen Halloween albums are this year. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tap the bell if you want to hear more from me this month. And please stay spooky. I'll see you next time.